Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Mark?
Mr. Ayers. Here. Mr. Prater.
Here.
Mr. Gardner.
Here.
Mr. Hanlon.
Here.
Mrs. Skinny.
Here.
Mr. Moore.
Here.
Mr. Nagel. Brooks.
Here.
Mr. Stinger.
Here.
Mr. Wallace. Here. Mr. Watson.
Is there any public participation? Saying none? Mark?
The minutes were sent out with the board agenda. If you had a chance to review them, any questions or comments? Not, I recommend the board to approve the minutes from the last board meeting.
Jason? Second. Mr. Moore? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
In your packets. We sent out the financial summary for the month end of July. General fund balance, the month end was $5,986,091.06. The bond retirement fund is $0. The building fund, $1,068,015.87. Which we've got our invoice, that was for the improvement project we just went through. So that'll be zero next month, next meeting. Now carry fund, $35,141.07. The capital project fund, $2,856,857.03. We had a grand total of all funds of $10,336,146.97. We had cash disbursement for the month of July of $1,222,192.44. And then our investments, we earned interest of $46,335.84. And that's also our fiscal year to date amount as well. We also have a approval for a fund transfer of $56,000 from the general fund for our bond retirement fund. Any questions on the above items? If not, I recommend the board approve items A through D.
So moved.
Second. Mr. Chair, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I have a couple things. First, as you can see, we're having an open house tonight at Belmont. We also have the same thing occurring at Harrison from 5 to 6 p.m. today to allow new students to come in and get acclimated to the building a little bit, get their schedules, and maybe meet their teachers. It was supposed to be 5 to 6. By 4:45, you couldn't get in the parking lot. So it's very satisfying seeing the number of students and parents coming out to check out the campus, and I'm sure it was the same at Harrison. So first day at Belmont will be this Wednesday. First day at Harrison will be next Monday. We flipped the dates of staffing to accommodate this open house. So tomorrow, all district employees will be here at Belmont for our traditional opening session in the morning, followed by an afternoon of in-service training for the district employees. And then Wednesday will be a start again at Belmont. Harrison folks are off until Monday. So everything's proceeding as it should. Construction has wrapped up at both campuses. There are still a few little things that have to be taken care of. For example, we had electricians in today working on a couple of lights that went orange or pink on us. And some small electrical things. I did mention, at Harrison, we had an issue last month of a transformer that has been corrected. We have a new transformer put in, and we are 100% operational from an electrical standpoint for all of our labs for next week. The energy optimizer folks will be coming in another week or two to sit down with me and go over the punch list. And that shouldn't take very long in order to make any corrections of things that may have been missed or not working. And I totally expect us to sign off by the end of September, 1st of October on the project to meet the guidelines for our financing. As I mentioned in an email, we were notified a week and a half ago that the primary instructor and the program director for Belmont College's EMT paramedic program has resigned, thus put our program in jeopardy. You have to have a program director for public safety to allow you to run your accredited site. Belmont College is in the process of trying to find someone. I don't know the length of time it's going to take because the primary instructor is responsible for the whole program. And I know they had at least 20 adjuncts for EMT and medics. So that's not the problem. All the other people filling in and helping out, doing their specialty instruction. It's the day-to-day person responsible for their accreditation they've lost. If they could resolve this in a matter of a couple of weeks, we can make accommodations we had 14 students signed up for EMT to get them started. There's more than enough time. That's why we spaced this program over a whole year versus a traditional EMT format where they do it in 3 months to accommodate some ups and downs and give the students more opportunities to practice and review. So I'm not saying I'm optimistic. It all goes back to Belmont College finding somebody because their EMT and medic program is down right now too. So they're floundering. They have to have that person to run their programming. So we're going to try to contact them this week to see where they're at. If they're at the point of advertising or if they're beyond that, they have somebody, we don't know. But I'll keep the board informed because obviously, you know, this we've been trying for several years to get this EMT program up. And we thought that this agreement with them to do it together was going to be ideal on this campus. And for us not to incur the huge costs of the equipment and accreditation process. So I'll keep the board apprised of that. The last thing is we're still in the process of hiring our last 3 people, correct, Heather? Do you want to give the board a quick review where we're at with those folks?
We did an interview a couple of Mondays ago for welding, as we knew that Mr. Guthrie had his intention to retire. We waited about a week for the gentleman to accept the offer. The next day he sent me an email and declined. So we went to our second candidate who we're working in the process to get him licensed and ready to go. Also, in the meantime, Margie decided that she was going to retire. So we interviewed last Monday, has made an offer, and the gentleman is doing all of the paperwork and he's doing it very, very fast. So fingers crossed that we can get somebody in place, get somebody licensed, get them in the classroom without too much loss to the students. We've had this happen in the past with precision machining. And you know, we seem not to lose very, very many kids as long as we can get somebody in there very quickly. And then the last position is the full-time educational aide, which was part-time last year, full-time this year. We interviewed 5 for that and have made an offer to 1 who declined. The second one is contemplating whether to accept it. So it's not been the way that I hope to start the school year. I always like to have a full staff in place, but that just wasn't to be this year. So we have people in line. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get everybody where they need to be.
And we'll know an answer tomorrow because I'll see that gentleman tomorrow
Yes.
And we'll need an answer from him tomorrow, obviously, because it's a domino effect.
Yes.
The second person who is deciding is an internal, candidate. So obviously, if he accepts, it's a domino effect and we have to backfill that position. But if he declines, then we'll go to the third person, which is very capable for what this position is, and then we'll have everybody filled.
Which position?
Educational aid. Traditionally, they've been in small engines because of the higher numbers of special needs students we've had, in which we're definitely going to start in that direction again this year because they had the highest, like 67% of the kids.
Cheryl said that the percentage was high.
Yeah, of total enrollment in that program between morning and afternoons are special needs students, so that's where the need's at right now. But we're confident we're gonna get these filled one way or another. We can't, we don't want to not have the students come out here and have their life. It's just been one of those years, too late resignation for retirement, and then the domino effect, your number one candidates are just declining. Yeah, and that's what happens once you get into numbers. They have options. Yeah,
Teachers have been hard to find.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather. That's all I had, Mr. Fair.
Yeah, I think I let you know last month, I will be in DC September 8th, 9th, and 10th. Setting up a schedule with Congressman Rowley. And we're gonna wait and see what's going on with Senators Vance and Brown with this election with both of them. It's gonna be, we may not have either, we may be talking to their staff, I don't know yet, but they haven't given us any indication. We'll go, and we'll see what we can, and I'll bring back as much information as I can. I will tell you that I did go to a fundraiser for Mr. Jones from Harrison County, and I got to speak to the Speaker of the House. And I'll tell you what, that he's a pretty thorough education person. He's from a small area, clear down south in Ohio. And I was just really pleased talking with him, with his views on education. And you know, his party is pretty well split on how they want to do things. Senator
Part of
Huffman,
this split is
he is,
come down.
he and 22 Republicans and all the Democrats put him in to the House speakership.
Oh, that's right.
He is one that reaches to both sides of the aisle and he tries to help. He's very strong on vocational education. I thought it was one of the best conversations I've had with the legislature in years.
I think we're gonna have a fight again.
We are, and the Senator Huffman from Lyman is running for the House because he's termed out. And so guess what? He wants to be the speaker right off the bat. He's the president of the Senate now, but he said he deserves it because he has the most seniority. So I said, well, I'll vote for him. No, I wouldn't vote for him. My life depended on it. I do not believe he's for public education. He is the one that's the biggest proponent for parochial, private, and now homeschooling all to be. And it looks like to me about $1.2 billion is going out. And only 13% are in the category that you would say in need. They've raised it to 450% of the poverty level. I mean,
making
everybody
everybody
making $150,000 and your kid's gonna get a scholarship to go to private school. Something's wrong. I look for this issue to be settled probably with the constitutional amendment for the next 20 years. Because they're not gonna change their viewpoints. I would say let's let the courts change. That's all I have, but I'll keep punching every day on this.
We have a need to go to executive session. Mr.
Okay,
Ray, for-
can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second? Okay, we got it. Motion by Mr. Mr. Belair.
It's 15. We good, Josh?
All those in favor?
Not letting me do anything.
Opposed? Motion
Doesn't like my touch. You touch it.
You say he was speaking to the wonder.
Jim.
Mr. Jones from Harrison
Oh,
County.
you're talking about it. Going home.
He's, hey, that works, doesn't it? If I can't work my phone, it's. Let me hear. Look at that. They got you, buddy, see?
They see and know everything.
Hey, we're all good. Hey, Jason, you should, raise prices. for
We're gonna shut it down completely.
Yeah, something like that. We're not gouging people.
Tell Mrs. for the kids.
Did you have a big crowd down there?
Oh, I think they're gonna have a bigger out. I think they're gonna have a big.
Well, and the fact that I imagine that